to game 2 between Team Secret and Team Liquid. We saw Team Secret take the first game quite convincingly. It did look quite even for the first about 15-20 minutes of the game, but then Secret just started slowly snowballing away, and they just ran away with the game. And then Liquid, they just got crushed really. So we'll see if maybe Liquid they're able to rally, think of something else, come back a little bit fresher, and see if they can take this game 2 and push it to a game 3. Just can't really let those sort of losses get to you. It happens. You win some, you lose some. So far, it's exactly the same bans coming out from both teams. We'll see if Secret's going to do another Venge ban. Maybe just a little bit afraid of that big Drow Venge combo. Okay, so they ban out the Venge this time, and they actually take away the Slardar. What did they ban the first time? I can't remember what it was now, what they banned in the first game. Can't remember. What was it? Oh. Takes too much. Can't remember. It's too goddamn hard. It's too hard. I can't do it. Okay, this time Secret's going to lead up with the IO pick. So, this can be in Puppey's hands, the position 5, or they can put it into YapzOr for the position 4. I think it all really depends on what of the other 2 cores they're going to grab instead. But Liquid, they lead up with exactly the same pick as the previous game, giving Tiger that Earth Spirit. I mean, he was doing a pretty decent job in that previous game. He did set up for a couple of good kills. So, I mean, it definitely wasn't the heroes' fault about why they lost that last game. So they're happy to pick it up again. So see if Secret's going to grab their pairing with the IO now, or maybe leave it to later on perhaps. We'll have to wait and see. Can maybe chuck it with like the those 2 herbs. Okay, so they grab the leader instead. Most likely going to be for YapzOr in the position 4. I think Nishor has picked up a few times before in the past and played it in the mid lane. But I think it's most likely going to be that pos forward role in YapzOr's hands. Which means this is definitely going to be a 5 IO. Unless we're going to see some TI9 OG coming out. Going to roll this IO in the carry position. Who knows? But Liquid, they're going to snap up the Storm Spirit now. Seems though in the previous game, it did get banned out in that second phase. So they wanted to secure it now. Make sure that Secret can't take that pick away from them again. So see if Koifa is able to make a little bit of magic happen in this game with it. Secret actually take away the Spectre. Don't want that to fall into the hands of Mickey again. I mean, he was doing a relatively good job of it in the previous game, but it just seemed like they were a little bit too far behind, and just the fact that oh my god, swap screen. Oh, I'm so bad, man. Can't believe I forgot to swap the screen again. Ah! Alright, I'm going to do some crazy editing later on. Just you watch. Don't worry, boys. Don't worry. So, even still, if all goes well, then you guys watching the video won't actually realise any of that's just happened. Haha. Let's see how I'm able to do it. But even still, so Secret, they ban out the Spectre, they ban out the PA. Liquid, they actually ban out the Puck. I mean, definitely, I know Puppey runs that in the position 5 role. So maybe they're a little bit afraid of that, just for this Storm Spirit getting caught out by the Waning Rift stuns, and maybe get caught out by the Dream Coil perhaps. But even still, they taken away that now. take away Martu's spend once again. I mean, it did do a lot of damage in that previous game, and I know that was a large contribute to the Slardar on the hands of Zai as well. Just that corrosive haze made everyone he hit take what looked like quadruple damage. It really was disgusting. Secret, really thinking about this last ban. Using up quite a bit of their reserve time now. Meanwhile, Liquid, they've not even touched their reserve time. Still got that full 2 minute 10 seconds. So let's see what Liquid are going to take away their last ban now. So it's looking like it's still just the 2 support roles on the side of Secret. So I mean, they got their pick between whether if they want to ban out for Martu, ban out for Yapzor, Nisha, sorry, or ban out for Zai. Who knows? The world is their oyster at this point. Actually, they're going to ban out the anti-mage. That's an interesting ban. Okay, so they ban out the AM. I mean, it is always quite nice to hit a Storm Spirit in the later portions of a team fight with the Mana Void, and it just does bajillion damage and basically kills him and whoever stood next to him at the time. So fair enough. I guess that makes sense in that ban. But they're going to take the Shen anyway, so that'll be for Insania in the position 5 role. I mean, there's still a lifesteal left in this pool. The lifesteal is not too bad up against Alina. And same the other way around. Lifesteal is not too bad up against the Storm Spirit and the Shen. You can get caught out sometimes by the Earth Spirit because a lifestealer never really wants to build for like a Manta style or even a Yules. It doesn't really work with the way the hero wants to actually make things happen. So maybe that'll be keep away. But so you're actually going to snatch up the Underlord. Zai does actually like to play this a fair amount in the off lane, so we're most likely going to see that put into his hands in the off lane. So whoever he's going up against in the lane, it's just going to be so much more difficult for them to get a farm. I mean, there is always the potential for this Underlord to be put into the mid lane, but if you're putting an Underlord into the mid lane, then you're basically saying that the 2 side lanes aren't really going to get any help because an Underlord does not like to really make any rotations around the map. He just wants to sit in that lane, burn down the creeps as fast as possible, and just keep applying pressure onto the tower. So it doesn't really fit Secret's mantra. They like to have their mid laner get quite active and try and assist the other lanes. So yeah, we're most likely going to see this in the hands of Zai. Especially seeing as how the Underlord he's up against the Storm Spirit. Not really the worst. It wouldn't be too bad of a matchup actually. It seems as how the Storm Spirit's attack range is just piss poor. That he's always really going to be in range to get hit by those firestorms. It definitely does a lot of damage, especially when the Storm Spirit's a super squishy hero in general. Let's see if we can grab the Drow as their 4th pickup here. Okay, so Secret, they're going to need to go for something that can jump back onto this Drow and apply a bit of pressure. So maybe something like a Nisha Void Spirit perhaps, or even the Ember Spirit. 2 heroes that can sort of jump onto the Drow. And the Ember, he is sort of a natural Yules builder as well. Well, it's same as the Void Spirit. So they would be able to purge away the silence, but they're actually going to grab the Dragon Knight instead. So is this going to be a DK in the mid lane and Underlord in the off lane, or Underlord in the mid lane and DK in the side lane? Because, I mean, a Dragon Knight is basically the same sort of thing. Whichever lane the DK's in, he's pretty much just wants to stay in that area and stay there until at least the tier 1 tower's gone. So yeah, so whichever position 1 they're going to grab, it has to be someone who can hold their own in the lane and not be too vulnerable and weak in the early portions. So Secret, they've banned out the Viper. What sort of hero would the Viper already count? It would count the Spectre, but the Spectre's already gone from the pool. The PA's already gone from the pool. Maybe... Yeah, it needs to be someone who can pair up quite nicely with the IO as well. Oh yeah, Faceless Void, that would have been a pretty good grab as well, so they could quite wisely take that away from them. Could potentially see a Luna grab. The Secret ban out the Death Prophet as well. We do tend to see on the side of Liquid that the Death Prophet would go for Koifer in the mid lane, but they've already got the Storm Spirit, so it's pretty much guaranteed to be Koifer's hero, so there would have been an off-lane Death Prophet. Let's see what they grab instead. I mean, Liquid, they're sort of lacking a frontliner. They need someone who can sit in front and make a little bit of space for this Drow. So, well, I said it in the previous game, but Mars does that quite nicely. Especially seeing as how two of the cores on the side of Secret are both melee heroes. Well, Dragon Knight, he's like half a melee hero when he has his ult up. Let's see what's going to grab now. Okay, they're actually going to go for a PL. I mean, the one downside of pairing a PL with an IO is the fact that the IO's tether is always going to show you which PL is actually the real one. So that does put him at a slight disadvantage. And Liquid, they immediately snap up the Timbersaw. Definitely a hero that is very happy to go up against a PL. Burns those illusions quite nicely. But, I mean, it depends how fast Martu's going to get this Diffusal Blade. And that can be pretty annoying for a Timbersaw. I think if the Timbersaw's ahead, then it makes it quite difficult for the PL, even if he does have that Diffusal Blade available. So, we'll have to see how the lane goes. But, I mean, at least he's going to be sustained by this IO as well. So, it's not like Boxy's going to be able to super phase him out of this lane. It will definitely make it more difficult for him, but it won't completely shut him down. But Nisha, he does take the Dragon Knight for the mid lane, so it is that Xi Underlord for the off lane. And with the Pit of Malice, it's definitely an easy LSA setup for YapzOr, so it might be a little bit scary for either Mickey or Insania in Liquid's safe lane. If any of those two sort of go slightly out of position, you can bet your money that Xi or YapzOr is going to try and capitalise on that and set up for an easy kill. I mean, if look at these lineups, I think I favour Liquid's lineup if Boxy has a decent time down bottom. If Boxy gets shut down bottom, then Liquid no longer have any sort of frontliner to try and make a little bit of space between the Dragon Knight, the Underlord, and the PL to try and, you know, just keep everyone away from the Drow. So there is quite a bit of pressure on Boxy on this bot lane. So if he falters, then the whole team's definitely going to suffer. There's even quite a few heroes here committed by Liquid. But they all do get scouted out by Pup, and he's able just to tether down to the low ground. He's probably just pretty much doing the same thing he'd done the previous game, just keeping himself around the top, trying to secure out these bounties, and then we'll probably just see him head straight down towards that bottom lane. He's gone for that bracer first. Yeah, he's actually gone for the Ring of Bassi first. So probably just going to see a lot of Phantom Strike spams coming out from the PL in this lane. Awful from Tiger. Let's actually miss everyone, but the LSA did connect from Yapsor, but no one actually went for the bounty rune grab. But at least Martu down bottom did manage to grab that one, at least for the rest of his team, so we'll have that at least. So yeah, and Martu did go in for that Spirit Lance first. Just going to be throwing at that as much as he possibly can. Will be sustained quite a nice amount from this, as I was saying, the Ring of Bassi coming out from Puppey. So we'll probably see Boxy start to get a little bit more advantage in this lane once he hits that level 3 mark, gets a couple of points into the reactive armor, and then probably just... He's actually taking the Timber Chain. Thought maybe he was just going to go for the World and Death. He mixes up a little bit, goes for someone else.
Unworthy. The time draws nigh.
I don't think I've ever really heard Shen lines before. How bad's that? So in the mid lane, 5-2 to 4-0. Slight little advantage so far for Nisha with those couple of denies. Just going to gain himself a slight little XP lead over Koifa. But even still, I mean, Koifa is not really... I mean, a Sword Spirit definitely does a huge amount of magic damage, which is going to be able to go through this the armor bonus from the Dragon Blood. But even still, just the huge amount of HP regen that Dragon Knights just come with, it is making it a lot more difficult for Koifa to try and harass Nisha out of this lane. Just going to be able to stand his ground pretty damn easily. So how's the lane going up top? Not too bad actually so far for Mickey, 8-2 and Zeiss 4-1. So he's having a fine time for now. Mickey's courier did actually end up falling though from Yatsol, so nice little snipe there from him. Did it already deliver Mickey's items? Yeah, it did. So Mickey got his items at least. That would have been real brutal if we lost that beforehand. Actually, Tiger's already rotated around to this top, just completely leaving Boxy on his own. Got his level 2, that's all he wanted. So maybe they're just going to try and make a little bit more space for Mickey, even though Mickey, he's having a fine time, to be honest. There's one benefit of a Drow going up against an Underlord, is the fact that the Drow's attack range is so damn long that you're never really properly threatened by the Firestorm. So down bottom, Martu doing quite nicely on her CS as well. Boxy not doing a huge amount, 10-0, 17-5 of Martu. Ooh, up top. Tiger tried to go for a roll connection there onto Yapsov, but just about misses. Even though Yapsov runs through the creeps, takes quite a bit of damage himself. He's able to just heal up with that South pop. Then mids, it is still relatively even, still just a slight advantage for Nisha. Nothing too crazy though, nothing to go writing home about. And now Nisha's got that a Soul Ring online, it's going to be a lot easier for him to spam out these Dragon Bloods. Dragon Bloods? Brief Fires. Don't spam out passives, do you? That makes no sense. So did Sai get lucky with the rune? Yes he did. It's even a double damage rune. It's going to make it even easier for him to CS for a bit. Okay, he's actually dropping behind on CS so far on the PL. Just a little bit surprising because, I mean, it's not like really the Underlord or Lina can do a whole lot to pressure him out. There's only 5 denies on both of them as well, so maybe it's just Mickey actually missing a few CS. A little bit unfortunate for him, but even still, Liquid up to making stacks once again. 3 sets of doubles already made, ready and waiting for Koifa to come snatch those up eventually. Even Boxy if they really need to. Puppey, he actually ended up snatching the top bounty rune. Looks like it will cost him his life with a big sip there from Koifa. It does actually end up being the first blood at 5 minutes in. Pretty damn late. But even still, nice chunk of money there going into Koifa's pocket. Down bottom. Marty just managed to dodge that whirl and death coming out there from Boxy. But another Timber Chains online, jumps forward, another whirl and death. And then Mato ends up falling. The other say came out from Yapsor, but it was just off the mark. It doesn't find anything. Boxy, as I was saying before, he sort of needs to have a really nice lane, otherwise Liquid are going to falter a little bit, but it looks like he is. It's going fine now. Manages to get a free kill. Set up for loads of easy last hits. Going to apply a bit of pressure onto this tier 1 as early as he can. I mean, meanwhile, there's still 0 pressure on Mickey. He is though still 500 gold behind Martu. That's quite a bit of gold, to be honest, seeing as how Martu's died and Mickey's not been pressured whatsoever. A little bit confused there. I mean, it's not even like Mickey, he's really been having to spend too much on regen, has he? I mean, he gets hit by the odd Firestorm connection, but it's not really enough to force him to go buying loads of salves and tangos. Interesting. Even still, it's not like he's having a terrible time, just not as well as Martu apparently, despite the fact that Martu, he's actually forced to go into the jungle already. Can't lane up against this this Timbersaw anymore. Level 7, loads of levels into the reactive armor. Now he's just applying pressure onto the Yapsor on his own. There's nothing Yapsor can do. So another free kill for Boxy there, just keeps this pressure rolling onto this tier 1. I'm just going to keep tanking these tower hits, because why not? So that will just be a pretty early tier 1 tower for the side of Liquid. 8 minutes in. Oh, actually the creeps went the other way. I don't think he's going to get that. Yeah, I think Boxy had to cancel his TP there, otherwise he was going to get that hill, the tower kill. So he ends up cancelling it. Meanwhile in the mid lane, Martu and Puppey just try and apply a little bit of pressure onto Koifa. Not enough to get any actual kill onto him. And even the rune spawns bottom. Martu will grab it, but I mean, this is purely just to take it away from Koifa's hands. Doesn't care about it, really. So he's working for that diffusible his first time, as you do expect from a PL. It's just like sort of that. It doesn't really matter what kind of heroes you're up against. You're always going to go for a diffusal blade eventually. I mean, maybe you might want to go for a Manta style first if you have anything particularly to purge off. But I mean, the only thing you really need to purge off for now. There's the silence that comes out from Tiger. There's the silence that comes out from Mickey, and there will be eventually be an Orchid that's going to come out from Koifa, but he does now queue it up. But he's still quite a few components away, so it's not like it's an immediate threat. Puppey just trying to get one little farm he can, but it's quite difficult to try and get anything against a level 8 Timbersaw. Just going to guarantee to kill all the deniers. Oh, up top. Looks like I missed something yet again. As I ended up falling. Nice rotation there from Koifa. Manages to get a kill off this offlaner. Even more space now for Mickey. So he's getting pretty close now to the farmer Martu. Now only about 200 gold behind rather than the 500 it was before. So he's working for that Dragon Lance as his first main item. And in the mid lane, Boxy, nice little GG branch to the timber chain there. Makes a little bit of space for him to escape. Secret's been getting pretty lucky with these runes so far this game. Winning all these 50-50s. I mean, they're still yet to get a kill on the board. It's still 0-4. Not that it really matters too much. I mean, sure, a few patches ago, then kills really mattered quite a bit in the early parts of the game, but nowadays it doesn't really matter that much. I mean, if really early kills, you're barely worth more than a couple of creeps. It looks like Liquid, they want to try and get another grab on someone here. They're going to smoke up. Zip 4 from Koifa, trying to get a connection here onto Nisha. The heal's coming out from Puppey. They're going to be able to sustain him. And he'll just get stuck in there. Koifa gets pretty low, but he's able to zip out to the side. And now Boxy getting stuck in himself, trying to focus out onto Puppey here. But Puppey's going to relocate back out in only 1 second, so he will be safe. Was that a different count? That's a different count, never mind. And the Google gets committed there onto Insania. He drops pretty quickly. Puppey will eventually fall from the chakra coming out from Boxy. Martu's going to try and push him away a little bit, but there's not enough damage at the moment on the side of Secret to really do much harm to this Timbersaw. He just jumps forward again, gets another easy pick off onto Yapsaw, and he's just going to be able to walk away. Even Tiger's able just to roll out of it himself. So it actually ends up being a 3-for-1 trade favouring Liquid. Actually, they're not done yet. They're keeping the charge forward. Koifa tried to get a grab onto Martu, but he couldn't quite get him. Boxy's even just applying pressure himself. Meanwhile, in the back, the Dragon Tail stun comes out there from Nisha, tries to connect onto Tiger. He's rolling forward, he tried to escape, but didn't actually get himself to the low ground, so he ends up falling. The ultimate comes out from Zai, Uber's Puppey to the front lines. They're on the hunt now for Boxy, but even still, it's such a goddamn difficult kill to get. I'm not sure if they're going to get it. The Dragon Tail stun came out there for Nisha, connects onto Mickey. It does quite a bit of damage, but it's not enough to bring him down. Boxy just carries on jumping into the back lines. Nisha getting pretty damn low himself. The charge forward from Martu and Puppey, they're actually finally going to bring down Mickey himself. Nisha actually ended up falling himself in the back by Boxy there, just keeping on so much pressure. And now it's just Martu left all alone amongst everyone on the side of Liquid. A nice little phantom rush there to the side. He doesn't have doppelganger for a very long time. It's only level 1. But hey, that's space for Zai to get the tier 1 tower. Woo! Big plays. Big plays. Or was it? Who knows? But still, another 3-for-1 trade favouring Liquid. I think, well, not another one, because obviously that first death from Puppey, he did die twice. Or did he die twice? No, he did die twice. So yeah, it's 2 sets of 3 trades. And it doesn't stop yet. Liquid, they're trying to make a move down to side, doing a lot of damage before he get TP out. It actually just barely enough to finish him off before that TP completed. Game is hard indeed. Gotta feel bad there for Zai. But even still, it looks like Liquid, they're in a much better position than they were in the previous game. Up a nice chunk of kills, and still another nice big stack there for Mickey to take eventually. Did get caught by the smoke, because I don't care about the ganking, I want to farm. Leave me out of it. So see what this 3-man gank comes out from Liquid. They're actually going to run into Martu, zip forward. Easy peasy killed. That Orchid on top, there's absolutely nothing that Martu could do to survive that. There's this lovely ward placement there from Liquid. Scouts him out, sets up for the easiest kill of Koifa's life. Does Martu actually even have his defusal? No, he still doesn't actually have his defusal. He's still 250 gold away from finishing that, and then he needs to build into his Manta style. So I mean, sure, he's going to be able to actually start applying a bit of pressure onto Boxy in these fights, but until he gets that Manta style, all of these silences on the side of Liquid is just going to make his life a living nightmare. Like I was saying earlier, you got the silence from Tiger, you got the silence from Mickey, you got a silence from Koifa as well. It is a little bit scary. Especially seeing as how his doppelganger is still only level 1. Look at this pressure from Boxy, he doesn't care. Just running straight at Martu. Just keeps on charging forwards, applying a lot of down pressure. Koifu actually ended up getting a pick in the mid lane to Zai. I think they even took that tier 1 tower down as well, and they're just keeping the pressure going. And realising that Nisha's down here, it's not exactly the easiest skill to get, especially since Koifu's only got half HP. Oh, jump forward from Nisha with the Blink Dagger online. Does get the stun connection onto Tiger. You can try and hold him here, but the rest of Secret could not get there in time to try and benefit from this early grab. Oh, actually, relocate forwards. Tries to get a grab there onto Koifu, but he just completely bails. Zips all the way out of there. But even still, it looks like it's going to be a 3-for-1 bounty trade favouring Liquid once again. So their lead just getting bigger and bigger now. So what's McKay go online? He's got his Dragon Lance going for that next item, just the Hurricane Pike. Wants to prioritise making as much space as he possibly can. So up top. Insania, he does actually find Zai. And Boxy charging forwards. Zai's going to go for the Uber out of there. He wants to try and bail. There's so much damage there coming out from Insania. Boxy just barely survives. He manages to escape with his life. Meanwhile, down bottom, Secret to a gank of their own. They actually get the kill onto Koifu. Nice high value target there, taking away that 5 kill streak. I mean, it is all gold going towards Puppey, so maybe it's not the best, but not the gold that Secret wanted for him to go into that pocket. But even still, Puppey's happy with that. It's going to be make his mechanism come online that little bit sooner. So there's a massive stun party here from Insania. Double Centaur stun with the Mud Golem rock throw. Can be pretty goddamn obnoxious, that's for sure. And it's not like anyone on the side of Secret's going to have any BKBs for a while. So it's Koifu building up as this next time. Yep, he's going for that Bloodstone. Pretty standard Storm Spirit build so far. Walking into the Bloodstone. Probably soon get that BKB as his next item himself. Even the Bloodstone already finished up for Boxy as well. Really nice time on him. I mean, he's had a really nice game so far. So why the hell not? It's still actually Nisha at the top of that net worth at the moment. So he's been doing a good job keeping himself farmed up. So far it's like the nice saving grace on the side of Secret. But he's still about 1,000 gold away from finishing up his BKB. Meanwhile, Liquid, they just get an easy grab here onto the Roshan. No one on the side of Secret realised this was going on. They did draw on the map, but it came out way too late. They even trying to get a grab now onto Zai. Jump forward from Koifu and Tiger. They all managed to pull him back. There ain't nothing no one on Secret can do to try and help him there. Just jump forward from Boxy. And they tried to get a little connection there onto Nisha, but he manages to Blink Dagger out just in time. Martu, now he has to just farm on the other side of the map. The whole Radiant side is just way too scary now. Just everyone on the side of Liquids is on the hunt for anyone they can find. Looks like this is going to be easy tier 2 as well for the side of Liquid. So it's already 2 tier 2s gone before the 20-minute mark. It's looking real rough for the side of Secret now. And it doesn't look like we even want to go back. They might just push straight onto high ground now. There's no glyph available for the side of Secret. They're all just going to be forced to run back to the base. Jump forward from Nisha. He gets the stun connection onto Boxy. Even the LSA connect, there's still just hardly no damage follow-up. What can they do? Even relocate back there from Puppey just to keep Nisha safe for now. But, I mean, Liquid, it's not like they were exactly hard coming there, so they're going to fall back in the trees. Maybe wait for Secret to maybe step out of position. They'll probably head over to that outpost pretty soon. Try and snatch that away from Secret. Give themselves a nice, even chunkier XP lead. Looks like maybe Secret might want to try and make some sort of play happen around this outpost. I mean, they are all gathered relatively nearby. Actually, no, they're not going to bother. 4 of them smoke up. Going to use Martu as bait, potentially. Moving into their own triangle, but there's not really anyone on the side of Liquid around here. Oh, there you go. Boxy, he tries to go in for the boundary rim. He ends up running into everyone on the side of Secret, but he's so damn tanky, there's not much they can do. Koifa jumps into the back, trying to focus down onto Yapzor, but the Ul Scepter was there to give himself a little bit of defense. And Zai just bails everyone out there with the ulti. And Liquid, they can't actually find any sort of connection, so... I mean, there was the dragon form from Nisha forced out, at least. But I mean, BKB is now finished up for Nisha, so it is going to be a little bit easier for them to try and take some fights, but I think they just sort of need at least Martu to get his Manta online. He's still about 2,400 gold away. He's not going to have it anytime soon. Nisha tries to get connection now onto Koifa. Can't quite get enough. There's just not enough damage at the moment on this team. And Liquid is able to disengage. Boxy though, he doesn't care about disengaging. He's trying forwards. Koifa, he's used up all his mana. There's not got much left in the tank to try and keep this aggression going forward. But it doesn't matter. Boxy's doing enough work in his back. Nice relocate there. Back from Puppey. He's going to bring it back to safety. Meanwhile, Martu is able to focus down on supports. Gets 1, gets 2. Koifa's now pretty low, but instead Martu's going to focus all of his attention out to Boxy. Taking away all of his mana. Oh, I think... Okay, I think Martu might have actually DC'd, seeing as how Puppey paused for him and then Martu left. I was going to say, because it definitely seems like Martu should have swapped his target and gone for Koifa there. A much higher value kill, and... I mean, there's nothing that Koifa could do to survive at this point. He's got 200 mana. He's able to zip from about here to here. So, it would be a pretty easy kill for him. I think that's probably what Puppey was trying to say to him. Like, Martu, go for Koifa! Go for Koifa! And he wasn't going for Koifa. He's like, shit, he's DC'd. I'm pausing. Very top observation skills there from Puppey. That or Martu just said in comms, guys, I've DC'd. But you never know. Even still, Martu's reconnected now. We're going to see if that they've got a little game plan. They're going to swap over to Koifa or not. No, they're just going to carry on focusing on box either way. They're just going to allow Koifa to escape. But I mean, triple kill going now over to Martu. That's definitely made this game so much easier for the side of Secret. Finally, they get something positive to come out of this game. Big chunk of gold there going towards Martu. Nice bit of XP as well. So that should actually be his Manta finished now. Yeah, so he's got enough to finish up his Manta, and he's going immediately for that Skadi as his second item. No, third item, technically. I mean, at least for Liquid, Mickey managed to survive and Koifa managed to survive. Kept that Aegis online. So Mickey's working towards a Manta of his own. Still about 1,500 gold away. But I mean, he has already got that Hurricane Pike online, which is pretty damn early. Meanwhile, up top, Koifa and Tiger trying to make an engagement here onto Zai. Unfortunately, that mech's not enough to keep him alive. So, have they actually gone for a double? Maybe that was a slight miscommunication, because I think Puppey was trying to build into the mechanism himself, but then Zai ended up buying one anyway. I don't know. It seems like it could potentially have been like a little misplay. Because I mean, it is always handy to have the mechanism in the hands of the IO, able to get those big heal bombs. They probably wouldn't have it online for quite a while. Meanwhile, Koifa though jumps straight now onto Nisha, tries to get a Nisha grab. He's going to pop his BKB and go for the TP out. Right click's coming out for the mid K, but at this point in the game, it's just not enough to actually bring him down. Especially with that Dragon Blood armor. Makes the DK way too tanky. So what's Nisha building up as his next time? He's going for the AC. Definitely make his team a little bit stronger. But Boxy working on for the Shiva's guard. This is his next item after having that super early Bloodstone. Unfortunately enough for him that he's already gone down to less than box charges. It's just a little bit of shame. But that is that's the double-edged blade of this item. If your team's doing really well, it becomes an absolute monster of an item. It gives you so much regen. If your team's flopping a bit, then it does get a little bit painful. But even still, it's now Bloodstone finish off for Koifa as well, so this team very heavily invested in trying to get some kills. The Eul Scepter and LSA setup was there from YapzOr. The commits to the Guna Blade now onto Tiger, but he's really damn tanky for a support. He's still alive. Hand of God comes out trying to keep him up, but it wasn't enough. Insania even falls down the background. Just Martu able to force him down himself. And Zeiss is going for the Uber out. Oh, no, they're going to cancel it. Maybe it's going to lead Liquid into a full sense of security, maybe not thinking they're going to hang around. The jump fall from Nisha actually gets the stun connection onto Mickey with the follow-up of the LSA. Everyone else on the side of Liquid had just completely bailed and had already left him behind. So that's a super easy pickup for the side of Secret. And this game's just been completely flipped on its head now. Just 2 engagements in a row coming out from Secret went really favourable. And it dropped that 8k lead down to only a 1k lead. And we'll probably see that actually move it more favourably into Secret side pretty soon. And they were like 7,500 XP down as well, but the graph's shooting back up into their favour. Only 2,000 XP behind. And in terms of gold as well, only 2,000 gold behind. So definitely going quite nicely for the side of Secret now. Still a little bit behind, but I mean, the momentum is swinging around, and this game is all about momentum. Down bottom, Koifa, he gets hit by a Eul Scepter into the LSA. Easy setup with a follow-up bit of Malice from side. Guna Blade to the face. And Koifa's dead. Poor Storm Spirit. And again, now his charges are getting worse. He's down to 11 himself. Poxy also on 11. They're going to have to try and find some kills to get these charges back up and running. But Roche, super fast respawn, up in 8 seconds. Marty will check it now, but unfortunately for him, he actually leaves just before it does respawn. Even Puppey checks, but leaves soon before it respawns. But it does about Secret moving straight up to the high ground. Looks like he's going to find an easy kill onto Insania here. He's going to send his creeps running in all different directions, just so the side of Secret can't just easily clear up his army. And it looks like a majority of them will actually survive. Roche is actually up now. Did YapzOr check it? I'm not sure. They actually find all the creeps onto Insania's army again. YapzOr is going to be able to find the just the standard Hellbear. He's really hunting them down. The Sentinel's now just on runaway himself. The Sentinel runs into the pit. He tried to go for a Ravage, but out came the Dragon Tail stun from Nisha. But even still, the poor lone Sentinel couldn't bring him all down on his own. Or maybe Koifa was going to go for a big Aegis still then. Didn't feel mad enough. Did not want to risk it. So Cheese into the hands of Nisha. Martu got that Aegis online. Got enough for his second ultimate orb as well. So he's going to have that Skadi online pretty damn soon. Even AC finished up for Nisha as well. I mean, it's not very often that you see a Dragon Knight this heavily ahead on farm. It's quite... Nisha's having a pretty damn good game. It's not like his like normal score's even massively huge, but even still, really good coming forward there from trying to connect onto boxing. They're not going to stun him down. There's not quite enough damage yet. Marsu's going to switch his focus over to Mickey. Zai's already on top of him. Silence to make this really damn awkward. They're going to pop BKB onto Nisha, trying to stand his ground. Puppey ends up falling. It's way too much damage coming through. He's going to buy back, trying to get back into this fight. But Mickey couldn't get escape far enough. Everyone on the side of Secret is just going to try and re-engage. Marsu's taking quite a bit of damage, and that final gust is going to be enough to push him back. He's alive for now. The cheese actually ends up getting popped by Nisha. But again, Marsu just jumps straight onto the back, trying to focus down onto Mickey. Lovely pair. Manus comes out for them from Zai, locks loads of people down. The Aegis does eventually pop. Zai's getting pretty damn low, but he's still able to keep himself up for now. And it looks like Boxy's is going to be an easy bit of target here. And he will fall again. Even Insania, he actually gets a... I think Zai just about spotted him. He's in full retreat. You can hide in the trees, and yeah, Secret gets the wrong way. So Senior is actually fortunately going to escape with his life. But even still, it ends up being a two for two with a buyback coming out there from Puppey. So definitely not the worst fight for Liquid to take, to be honest with you. They get rid of the Aegis, they get rid of the cheese, and they force a buyback. I mean, it is only on Puppey, but even still, it's not too bad. They do lose Mickey, of course, and they lose Boxy. But I think it's a sacrifice they'll willingly take. So Secret have lost their Aegis cheese advantage now. We'll see if maybe they want to just hang back and farm it up, or just try and keep this pressure going. They'll probably just carry on trying to look for some picks. Martu able to steal away a little H in stack. Very nice. So Mickey, he's got his man turn, he's working towards that BKB as his next item. He's running, waiting, maybe thinking about trying to jump onto Boxy there, but the relocate actually from Puppey is going to be enough to force Liquid back. So that's definitely worth it, just to secure this outpost and give her a nice chunk of XP for the side of Secret. Everything's quite calm now for the moment. Both teams not trying to make too many moves happen. Maybe both just trying to see if anyone steps out of position. I mean, despite the fact that Liquid Secret are 4K ahead now, it's not like it's a humongous lead and that they can just run at Liquid and not care about any sort of return plays, because there is still quite a bit of damage that comes out inside Liquid, especially with a lot of control as well. Boxy, trying to find a little bit of pressure on Tomato. There is the rest of Liquid nearby though, so Tiger even rolls in, trying to make a bit of space, but he puts himself into real dangerous harm. And he falls in seconds. And now just the entire army on Insanius gets completely caught out. And it falls pretty quick. Nice stop there. It holds Martu back for now. But I think this Centaur's still going to end up falling. Martu, he even manages to find Nisha then, jumps in forward and stuns again. Burning quite a bit of Boxy's mana, but he's able to save for now. Koifa tries to jump into the backlines. Will be forced to use his BKB to keep this pressure going. But the Ghost Scepter there from Puppey allows him to fall back just for now. Tiger once again bolts in. He's already bought back. He's going to die back for this. He's gone for 70 seconds. Oh no, he put himself into a real bad position 2 times there. It's not a mistake you see Tiger make very often. Now it's just going to leave Liquid into a really bad spot. They're in a 4v5 for a whole minute now. Koifa is having to do what he can, just zips in to kill the entire creep wave. Now use that glyph. We'll see if maybe the Secret's able to bring down this tower. Oh my days, yeah. So much damage onto this tower. But all they've really got is the Minus Arbor coming out from the AC. Martu hits pretty damn hard. Even Nisha hits hard as well. All of them hit goddamn hard. Boxy tried to push out the top lane. He ends up getting caught out. Nisha trying to control him. Koifa zips into the back, trying to holding down Zai for now. Hits it with the Orchid as well, so Zai gets pretty damn low. And Martu's still in the back lines, focusing on to everywhere else. So Mickey's getting beaten down pretty damn hard. He is able just to walk away for now, but another slow comes out from Martu. He's so much goddamn burn. Mickey is so close to the pool. He's right there, but he can't quite make it. He ends up falling. Even Insane gets bashed right on the steps, and he ends up dropping. Mickey's going to be forced to buy back. And even they get a silence now onto Martu. He's trying to retreat, but there's not enough, and he actually ends up falling. Puppey's going to pay for his life as well. Gets put into a really awkward position there by Martu. And now Liquid is on the hunt for more. They want to find a couple of extras. Looks like they will find Yapzor. Lena cannot fly away fast enough. So it actually ends up being a 4-for-2 trade favouring Liquid this time. It does cost them the buyback on Mickey, sure, but I mean, well, the XP and the gold change definitely makes it favourable for him. It's a nice little hold there by Liquid. Maybe it's just the fact that Secret was getting a little bit too overzealous there. Just constantly getting a little bit greedy, wanting more and more and more. And it ended up paying very badly for him. So it's an interesting pickup for this Orchid on Nisha. I mean, Koifer's got a BKB, so it doesn't really have a hugest amount of effect on him in team fights. Sure, it silences up Koifer. Boxy, sorry. Stops him from chaining around, but I'm not sure that's a super high value usage. Even Mickey has the Manta to try and purge it off. And the BKB of his own. So maybe, I don't know, maybe this is mainly meant for Tiger perhaps? It's an interesting pickup. We'll see if it ends up paying off. The Secret have actually done a smoke up. Just three of them hanging and rating around. They do see Boxy farming in the mid lane, but they're not sure on who on the side of Liquid is waiting on into the fog. I mean, all Secret can see is literally just Boxy just sat in the middle. Cannot see anyone else on the side of Liquid. You know, Liquid, they did get a couple of spots now onto Secret, realising there's a majority of up towards this top lane. Jump forward for Martu. Just going to put a little bit of harass onto Boxy at the moment. Burns quite a chunk of his mana, but not that Boxy. He really cares too much. He's got that Orchid. Bloodstone, sorry. Both teams just having a little handshake in the mid. Ag's actually online now for Koifer. You see some big 5-man static storms, electric vortex, sorry. Drag everyone in, and then hit by a 5-man gust from Mickey. Whoa. Big plays. I mean, it's not like they have like a big AoE stun either to sort of super capitalise on this this pool, but even still, it's a nice little bonus. Even Boxy finishes up a BKB of his own. Gonna be able to stand his ground a little bit easier. And also get mana burn down, super easy. And then now Nisha's actually finished up his Bloodthorn. So it's going to be a nice amount of DPS that he can pump out himself, so it's not just all on Martu to actually deal the damage in these team fights. Roshan is up in 30 seconds as well. It's like Zai and Boxy, they're going to run into each other. Let's got a nice amount of damage onto Zai, but YapzOr now just focusing down onto Boxy. Just all he wants to do really is burn his mana. Doesn't really care about too much else. Just wants to make it so if there is a coming team fight, then there isn't as much utility in the hands of Boxy. The Roshan, he will spawn in 5 seconds. We'll see if maybe Secret want to dive straight into this pit. Or maybe if they're going to hang around a little bit. Who'd they put the Spell Prism onto? Did they leave it in the hands of Martu? Just spam out those. Martu took the Ninja Gear. Definitely a very nice item on him. Bonus agi, bonus movement speed. Very nice. So they give the... Maybe they give it over to YapzOr and then put the telescope into the hands of Puppey, I imagine. Jump forward from Koifer there. Nice electric vortex, connects onto 2 of them, but there's no follow-up from the rest of Liquid at the moment. Boxy's just diving straight on in there, pops his BKB very prematurely. Maybe thinking that the Roshan was going to be a much lower than it actually was. Manisha pops his BKB, immediately dives straight towards the back lines of Liquid. Boxy, Tiger is getting pretty damn low. He's just about kept alive with the Hand of God, but it's not enough, and he ends up falling down. Now Martu getting focused, gets silenced up, but he will pop his Manta Soul. Now he's going to swap targets, trying to focus on to Mickey, but Mickey pops his own BKB. But it doesn't matter. Martu's just carry on this pressure going forward. Heals coming out from Puppey, pushes Martu always back up to full HP. Going to swap his attention over to Koifa. Koifa completely out of mind. There's nothing he can do. Now Boxy being focused down from the rest of Secret, and he drops. It ends up being a 4-for-0 trade, favouring Secret. Half of them are going back towards Roshan, the other half's going back towards the mid lane. So Secret, Nisha and Yapsor, they're able to finish it off themselves. Actually, even just a relocate there from Puppey, going to bring them back. So Martu ends up taking the Aegis. Nisha's got the cheese and the refresher shard, so he's going to be able to have another Dragon Form online pretty damn quick if he wants to have it when he pushes onto this tower. There's no buybacks on either Boxy or Koifa, so there's not much that the side Liquid can really do to repel this push coming out from Secret. The one saving grace is the fact that they've got their tier 2 in the bottom lane, so they can't just get megaed. It doesn't matter, it looks like Secret are actually going to go straight for the tier 4s. Who gives a crap about megas? Actually, they're still just the Rangers are active in the mid lane. I thought they were already gone, never mind. So they will bring them down, and now they get back onto the tier 4s. The second Dragon Form popped now by Nisha. Doing so much damage. Meanwhile, Martu is just going to jump into the backlines, focus down to Mickey. They will actually bring him down. The Gouda Blade there from Yapsor. Bring down Tiger as well. I think that's this game. Zai, where are you taking everyone? Oh, right, taking them to the same spot. So, I mean, that's the Secret. Taking on game 2 as well. It looked a little bit more back and forth than it did in the first game. It definitely looked like Liquid could have taken that game. They were heavily in the lead at one point. But, typical Secret fashion, they kept their cool. And they managed to bring that completely back around, swung the game back with a couple of team fights in a row, and then they were just in the driver's seat for the rest of that game. And yeah, they just ran away with it, cleaned it up. Pretty simple, to be honest with you. But even still, it was a pretty good showing from Liquid to begin with. Just started collapsing. Maybe once Matumba Man actually managed to get the Diffusal Blade and the Mantra line, just made him a bit more survivable in these fights. Meant he wasn't perma-silenced and he could actually make some work. So either way, GG to Secret, 2-0 in Liquid. Definitely getting their revenge after the previous tournament. 2-0 and back. So I think they got to feel happy about that. And I know I would be if I was in their shoes. That's for sure. But if you guys have enjoyed this stream, or if you're watching on YouTube, either one, the VOD in that case, then yeah, think about following me in the future on YouTube, Twitch or Twitter. I post on Twitter what I'm going to be casting in future games. So yeah, if you want to support me and you like what I've been able to provide, then yeah, think about sticking around and watching some more. So hopefully I'll see you in the future. Cheers.